Once again, thank you, Wendy, very much. Let me move forward in the screen here. Wendy, I'm having trouble moving the application forward.
There you go. Click in the center of the screen, and then you should be able to go forward.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Once again, good morning, everyone. And not to belabor my experience, but I just wanted to mention here that I have been managing projects internationally for the past 35 plus years. And in the slide here, I've illustrated some of the countries in which I have actually managed projects. And I believe it's essentially every continent on the planet with the exception of Antarctica. Absolutely enamored of project management. It has been the bulk of my professional career, and I hope to be able to share with you some of my experiences. So with that, let's get right into the agenda. The initial discussion will talk about the opportunity that exists for us to identify and implement in our various projects additional metrics based on the human or subjective dimensions of projects, and we'll talk about that a great deal. The critical importance of the human dimensions, why these opportunities still exist despite all of the efforts that we have put into project training, project management experience, and project management education. Specifically, what metrics should we be monitoring in our various projects? And then finally, how you can develop innovative metrics specifically for your organization. Now, let's talk about the innovative metrics opportunity. In particular, and most of my experience has been with IT projects, but certainly there would be a corresponding slide for virtually any discipline of project management. As I mentioned earlier, despite all of our investment in project management training, in project management tools and experience, the track record of very large, critical, complex projects is not very good, and in fact is not improving very much. You can read some of the examples cited on this slide, and unfortunately they're not unique. They're not especially egregious examples. There are simply some examples of where projects, IT projects in particular, have invested a significant amount of time, energy, and money, and in many cases have delivered very little business value. And we'll talk about business value in subsequent slides. Now, we'll skip over this for a second, and I'll come back to these. Despite everything we've tried, as I mentioned earlier, project success rates are very little changed in over 30 years. Some recent studies, McKinsey, for example, identified that 17% of major corporations, the existence of those corporations was actually threatened by a botched or failed project. IBM identified that in 40% of project cases, the projects were either 10 times over budget or 10 times over their schedule. KPMG identified 70% of organizations have had major project failures. And if those of you in IT projects are not familiar with the Standish Chaos Report, I strongly recommend that you familiarize yourself with it. This is a report that is published every 2 years by the Standish Group, and its intent is to measure the success rate of IT projects in particular. And as you can see from the stacked bar charts here, over the years, our success rate has not really improved very much. Now, by and large, and this is somewhat of a radical statement, projects are not about things. Projects are about people. Yes, projects are intended to implement things, be it a new assembly line, be it a new software product implemented, but the way you get those things implemented is by way of people. And so the vast majority of the effort of managing and controlling and leading projects should be focused on the human or people aspects of projects. Now, if we go back up to the study I listed here, computer aid has for many years aligned itself with Dr. Leon Kappelman of the University of North Texas. And through a major study that he completed a couple of years ago, in which he analyzed the root cause of major project failures, what's interesting is that of the top 53 causes, there was not a single technical factor in the top 40. And so what this tells us is that the vast majority of project failures are the result not of technical issues, not of technical complexity or technology complexity, but rather of failing to manage or adequately direct or lead the human aspects of each project. And at the end of his study, Dr. Kappelman identified what he refers to as the 12 horsemen of doom, basically identifying and categorizing the major root causes of project failures into two groupings: people-related issues and process-related issues. And number one, interestingly enough, is lack of senior management support. And this is not to say that senior management is ignorant or indifferent. It's simply that in most institutions, in most organizations, in most corporations, senior management has not had the training to be taught what it means to be an executive sponsor of a project and how critical that role is to determining the success or failure of a project, which, as I mentioned earlier, led me to put together a two-day class, which I teach at the Executive Education Department in the in the College of Business and Economics at Lehigh University, specifically for senior executives to help them understand the vital role of being an executive sponsor. Now, we've all learned in our PMI training about the 10 dimensions, or as PMI refers to them, as the knowledge areas of projects. And you've all been ingrained in these. I don't need to belabor the point. These are the 10, what I refer to as dimensions of project management. Now, the two objective or quantifiable dimensions of project management, specifically time and schedule, time and cost management, as it says here, for which many, many tools are available. Everything from project management systems such as MS Project, Primavera, Clarity, etc., and any number of cost management systems, which can be anything from a simple spreadsheet to a complex accounting system to a institution-wide ERP system. Despite the plethora, the availability of multiple tools in these regards, those two dimensions, those two critical factors, are almost never the cause of project failure. In fact, as the studies have shown, the 8 subjective or human dimensions of every project are responsible for 85% of all project failures. What this tells us is that projects don't fail because they're over.
Hi there, hope you enjoyed that last clip. My name is Michael Malutis, and if you'd like to watch the full 60 minutes of that last webcast, while also gaining complete unlimited access to our entire library of IT learning, simply visit our subscribe page at greatpro.org/subscribe. Unlimited annual access is $199 per year, but if you use the coupon code LEARN2EARN, you can drop that membership fee to just $149. That's less than $13 per month for unlimited access to over 1,000 hours of on-demand career development, covering the entire spectrum of IT management best practices, including business analysis and requirements, software development, quality and testing, risk management, process improvement, project management, and even digital transformation. But your membership doesn't just give you unlimited access to our vast learning library. You also get free access to our mobile app, as well as direct access to our network of over 300 of the world's leading IT consultants, all of whom are dedicated to putting practical knowledge at your fingertips so that you can learn more and earn more. I hope you will join me in becoming a member of the Great IT Professional and advancing your career with us. And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button above so that you get notified whenever we publish new free webcasts each week of the year. Thank you for your time and best wishes for your continued success.